Hey everyone, welcome back to the adventures of Jedd. I wanted to give you guys an update on what's been going on with Jedd since the end of the series. The good news is that he's still alive. He's got a lot more abilities, a lot more loot, a lot more cool stuff going on. He just finished the Overseer in the third domain. Fought the Dreadlord. It was a really fun fight. Definitely some frustrating abilities that the Dreadlord has to deal with, but Jedd was able to take care of it. So he's now level 3. After the last episode, he completed the goal of overthrowing the Overseer, so he got the amulet. And on the amulet I rolled a random mastery, and I got the Wrath Spawn mastery. And this mastery has been really good because it goes really well with the style of play, the unarmed combat, the brawler type style. And it also really goes well with kind of the theme of Jedd and his backstory, which is something that I will be developing in the future. So I've been very happy with Wrathspawn, and actually I've put 2 level up ability points into Wrathspawn, so I was able to get Bash and Sweeping Blow. Both of these abilities have been really good, really upping the damage that he can do. And Sweeping Blow is awesome because you can hit multiple enemies. So I've been loving that attack. I'm not 100% sure if I'm using them correctly, but I think I am. And yeah, they've been a lot of fun, so I've been really happy with Wrathspawn. And then after I've completed that goal for the Overseer, I've now taken on the Thrill Seeker goal. And what that one is, you need to get 20 Growing Darkness events. Then you'll get the Thrill Seeker perk, which allows you to roll 2 Growing Darkness events every time that you need to roll a Growing Darkness event, and you can choose which one you want. For me, that's just like a really powerful ability, so I just went for that right away. And I'm still working on Brawler. That's where you need to defeat 50 enemies. I'm up to almost 40 enemies defeated. I need to track on here as well that I just defeated the Dreadlord. And right now, so in this third domain, I've been very lucky not to get any of these sort of like ongoing Growing Darkness events that kind of cripple you with all these bad things. So I still have a lot more rooms to explore in the third domain. So in this video, which won't be too long of a video, but we'll probably go through a few of these rooms here, and I can show you all of, or some of the cards that I have, how I'm playing the game with the card deck. So I now have all of the cards except for the mapping cards, just because I don't have enough room to do mapping here and show you that on camera, so they're not super useful for me, but certainly it'd be nice to use if you have the space for that. The second domain, I had some really nasty stuff in there. The worst one being that you can't attune at camp. That one's pretty bad, so I got out of the second domain right away. And you might notice now that I have a cardstock character sheet, and I've laminated it. And then I also have this one on some lighter cardstock because my printer actually couldn't deal with this cardstock. It was too thick, so you can see it's leaving a margin here and cutting off the top, and there was nothing I could do to get it to work. So this cardstock is like 100-pound stock, and it's too heavy. This one I believe is 65-pound stock, and this works really well, so this is probably what I'm going to use from now on. And I'm not sure if I like laminating it or not laminating it. It's a little bit hard to write on it when it's laminated, but certainly it's going to last longer than even the cardstock page. So some of the items that Jedd has found, these boots that he got off of the first Overseer that we fought in the series, and these boots are really great. You can re-roll any check once per camp rest. You get an advantage on acrobatics checks, and you're immune to entangled. So these have already saved my life probably 2 times, at least 1 time. And then I have these rare gloves. They also have reroll any check once per camp rest, and you get plus 10 to parry, so that's been really nice to have. And then I just recently got this epic ring. Also has reroll any check. It's kind of a theme that I've been getting on all my items. So right now I can, after any camp rest, I have up to 3 rerolls of any check, so it's been pretty nice. Normally I save those for some kind of really bad situation, probably like fighting an overseer, like the Dreadlord. I just used all 3 of those. And you can ignore the effects of a single madness affliction, which is really nice. I have not had a madness affliction yet, but I'm sure it's going to happen. And then you can also get plus 3 exhaustion resistance. So these are some of the nicer items that he has right now. And also I have 1 relic, which is the Vital Bane Cinch, which is a belt. Gives you some health increase, and you also get another mastery, which is the tier 4 Hexmancer, which is Drain Life Force. And I haven't used this yet, but I did think about using it on the Dreadlord if things started to get a little bit more ugly, as it was getting pretty hard to kill him. But I didn't have to use this yet, but this is kind of a really nice way to restore some health in a tough spot. But it does cost 8 Aether to use. So okay, so let's go through a section of the map here. I think we're going to go through this section here, which I have not explored. And there's really not a place where it's connected, so I'm just going to say that if we go down this spiral stair right here, that it comes over here and leads us over to this stairwell here. So we will move to this room. I am still in the Overseer room here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be 5 light sources and 5 rolls on the usage die, on the attention die. So you can see here also I have this little card that I'm using for the die, and I just simply put whichever die I need on there. That's been a really simple and nice solution for that. So we need to roll the attention die 5 times. 6, 1. Okay, so we're going to go to D4. And a 2. So we're going to get a Growing Darkness event here. So I'll draw the card. And it says the ground shakes and debris falls from above. Make a successful dodge check or receive 3d6 bludgeoning damage. Okay, let's make a dodge check. So 11. Nice. We got a critical success there. Mark that for improvement. Right now our dodge skill is 60. 65 is actually where the skill is at, but we have the maneuverability penalty from our armor there. And I believe that was the 4th roll, so we still need to do 1 more Growing Darkness roll. And that's going to be a 4. Okay, so now we're in here. And I'm going to mark off the light sources as well. And we're going to come out into this room. And we've got 1, 2, 3. We have 3 doors here. So let's go ahead and check all these doors. And so normally when you check for a door, for a locked door, you're going to be rolling a d20. And 12 or higher, the door is going to be locked. So what I've also been doing is just throwing the d10 in there to see if the door is trapped at the same time. So in this case we got an 11, so we're just going to disregard this 10 here, which would have been a locked door, because an 11 is an open door. So that's going to be, this first door here is open. We're going to check this door as well. Okay, that's an 8, so that door is open as well. And we'll check this last door down here. And that's an 18 and a 7, so this one is locked and trapped. So I'll note that down there. So I think I'll stay away from the locked and trapped door right now. And we'll go ahead and go into this long corridor here. So what we can do now is roll our tension and lair die. Or actually, this is going to be the exit die now. So the exit die is now going to go down to D6, and we can get a corridor description because this is I'm going to call this a corridor. So we'll draw a corridor description card. Flickering torches cast eerie shadows on the stone walls. The air is damp and the occasional drip of water can be heard. So now we'll roll for an event. Or an encounter, sorry, so that's a 5. And we will draw an event card because there's not going to be a monster encounter. And there's a trap in this room. We're going to roll on the traps table. Okay, so in this case we can draw a trap card. And this is going to be a salvo of small poison darts strike the character who becomes poisoned unless they pass an endurance check. The darts deal 2d4 piercing damage. Alright, so we're going to do a dodge check here. 42. And we have a skill of 60 for dodge right now. So we will pass it. And I think we don't need to worry about the endurance check because we were not hit by the darts. And we can also do a scavenging check in here. And nothing there. My scavenging skill is still really low at 10. Oh, and I forgot to scavenge in that room there. Let's just roll out and see what happens. And another 72. Okay, so no scavenging. Now we'll check this door. So we'll roll a d20 and a d10. That's a 10, so the door is not locked. We'll roll our tension die and exit die. They're going to stay the same. And we'll draw a room description card. An otherworldly chamber where the boundaries between dimensions blur, allowing glimpses into distant realms. Now let's roll for an encounter. 17, so we will have an encounter. This is going to be the Bone Scavengers. There's 4 of them. So this is actually a card from the Valorian Codex. I have the cards from that as well, and I've added the monster cards into the deck here. I didn't add the Overseers yet, but I may add those in the future. But right now I have the monster cards in there. This is going to be the second time that I fought a monster from the Valorian Codex. So the Bone Scavengers are undead. They have 30 awareness, and they have 30 combat skill and 20 magic resistance. They have no armor. So 4 of them. So this is going to be a good chance to use the Sweeping Blow ability, which is really nice. So let's do our awareness check here. So 59, and they have rolled a 1. I believe we went over, so our perception is going to be 51 with the knuckles. And that reminds me that I have 2 knuckles right now equipped on both hands because I have the belt lamp. So I now have hands free for dual wielding. So they will actually succeed on their check there. They're going to have combat first. So one thing that I could do is I could roll, for 4 of them, I could roll all of their attacks at once. So we'll say the first one is going to be 1. So he's going to do the Claw Slash, which is physical. So we'll remember these other die here in order. And we'll make a physical defense check. 88. So I have an unarmed skill of 80, and with my gloves, that gives me 90. So that's going to be a critical defense there. and they got 97, which was over their skill. We'll roll on the defensive moves table here. That's a 7. That's going to be you gain advantage on your next attack. Alright, and we'll go to the next enemy, and he is also going to be doing the Claw Slash. So we'll roll for our defense. And they have rolled a 29, which is going to be successful, and we have rolled a 56, which is also going to be a successful roll and higher than their roll. So we will roll again on the defensive moves. 4. If you were prone, paralyzed, stunned, or similar, you automatically recover. Otherwise, your next attack receives an additional plus 10. So next attack, we have advantage and plus 10. Alright, and next enemy is going to be doing the Devour attack. The Bone Scavenger lunges at the target, attempting to sink its teeth into their flesh. The target takes D8 piercing damage, and if the damage reduces the target to 0 toughness, the Bone Scavenger gains temporary health equal to the damage dealt. Alright, well, we're definitely not going to be going down to 0, but it's also a physical attack, so we're going to roll for our defense here. And the Bone Scavenger has rolled a 34, and we have rolled a 38. And also because it's a physical attack, I should be rolling for the hit location as well. And with a 38, we will successfully defend, and we'll roll on the defensive moves table. And 4 again, so we're going to receive an additional plus 10. It's going to be a plus 20 bonus. Alright, and the last Bone Scavenger, he's going to be doing the Bone Shatter attack. The Bone Scavenger strikes with bone rattling force, attempting to break the bones of its target. The target must succeed on an endurance check or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage. So first we can roll for combat. And we have rolled a 10 and they have rolled a 50. They would have 40 with their attacker bonus, so they have failed. The 10 will succeed on the defense. We will roll on defensive moves table again. It's going to be an 8, and we press our advantage, reducing your opponent's next defensive roll by 20. Okay. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to do our sweeping blow attack, and the way I've been using this is that it just sort of piggybacks onto your standard attack. So I'm doing my standard attack, and this is adding on to it because it says that it requires 1 standard action, and it requires a melee attack check. So for our standard physical attack, we are using an action and we are doing a melee check, and so I'm not counting this as 2 standard actions, but if that's wrong, let me know. But anyway, you strike all enemies in melee range with a single swipe of your weapon. So if we end up doing, say, 3 damage converted on the table, then that's going to be 3 damage to all of our enemies here, and they have a health of 2, so we could actually potentially kill all 4 of them in one shot if we are that lucky. So let's see what happens here. 93. So I have 80, and then we have the 2 bonuses bringing us to 100, as well as the simple, which is plus 10, so that would be 110. So anyway, it's over 100. But they have rolled a 33, which is a critical defense, except that their defensive skill is only 30, and it's also reduced by 20 because of the previous defensive move. They're not going to be able to do anything there. Okay, so we have succeeded on the attack there, and now we're going to roll for damage here. So we've got 1d6 plus a d4 for our unarmed weapon, and then also a d4 for the infused weapon, which is going to be represented by this red d4 here, which is also magical damage. We're also going to be doing the sweeping blow so that we can try to hit all of these guys. Alright, so we're going to be rolling for our sweeping blow here. So 13, we did not hit them in the head. and pretty low rolls here. We do have a +2 damage modifier for dual wielding, so we can go ahead and add that. So we can make this a 3. So that's going to give us a total of 2 damage, and that's going to be 2 damage to all of the enemies, and they don't have any armor, so all of the bone scavengers have been defeated with the sweeping blow. So really powerful ability there, and I'm liking the wrath spawn for sure. And we're going to pull a card on the spoils deck. Also roll a d6 for toughness recovery. Right now I have a buff that gives me +5 toughness, so my toughness is actually 23. And it lasts until the 16th room. So the Overseer was the 11th, so this is going to be the 12th room. And the 13th room. And the 14th room. So we can raise our toughness up to 23. Okay, so we're going to draw a spoils card. Now what I do with the spoils is there's only 6 cards because this is representing a d6. So what I do is I just pick them all up and kind of just shuffle them around every time that I'm going to use them. And you guys can let me know what you do about shuffling the cards. If you guys play with the cards, kind of what I've been doing for the large stacks is I shuffle them at the end of every session, or maybe at the end of a domain or something like that. It's a little bit, I think, obsessive to shuffle them every single time, all the decks, but when I can, for a small deck like this, I just try to randomize it before I draw it. Alright, so we're going to draw a valuable item card. And it's a random potion, so we'll draw a random potion card. Now in this case, another thing that I'm wondering about here is, in order to turn this card over and actually look at what kind of potion it is, I would need to do a medicine check, or just drink the potion, is what I'm assuming. I have another one here as well that I haven't looked at yet, so I think what I'm going to do actually is let's just drink a potion and see what happens. So we're going to be drinking an antidote potion. Immediately removes the poison condition. So we need to look at the potion aging chart. We need to find out how old this potion is, if it's going to give us a good effect or not. So we're going to have to roll a d20 on here, and that's a 16. 11 to 17, the potion works as intended. Alright, so we didn't have any poisoning, but that would have been nice there. Okay, and we can also scavenge in here, and then we're going to check the door to go into the next room. Oh, a 5. We actually got successful scavenging. Nice, so we'll draw a scavenging card, and we're going to find D4 crafting supplies. Now, right now I actually have a ton of crafting supplies because I decided to use a bunch of money that I got from selling some things to really stock up on all this stuff. 3, so we'll add 3 there. It's going to give us 33. I think that's only the 3rd or 4th time that I've ever drawn a scavenging card, so that was pretty lucky there. Alright, now let's check this door and see if it's locked and trapped. Okay, 19, the door is locked, but the door is not trapped, so we will break through this door here. We need to have our tension die, and we'll see if we can roll. We'll see if we can roll under a 57, because we have our crowbar to help us here. Alright, tension die stays the same. We rolled a 14, so we will break down that door. That's going to give us 10 XP, 530. And we'll move into the next room, roll our tension and exit die. Okay, they'll stay the same. And we'll draw a room description card. Rotten piles of furniture and rusted utensils are all you can see in this room. 3, so we're going to have an event. A constant stream of blood pours from one of the walls in this room. As you attempt to learn what's going on, make a reason check. If you pass it, you don't really understand it any better, but you earn 10 XP. If you fail, you manage to accidentally touch the blood, which seems to be extremely acidic. You receive 3d4 acid damage. So let's see if we can pass the reason check. We only have 10, so it's going to be pretty tough. 23. No, we did not pass that. Now, I don't have any of my re-roll checks because I used them all fighting the Dreadlord, but this would be a nice place to do a re-roll using one of these items here. Okay, so we're going to take 3d4 acid. So that's going to be one. It's going to be 1 acid damage, and we are resistant to acid. Okay, so I had to look that up because it was just 1 acid damage, and we are resistant to acid because of the rare magic greaves, but 1 damage should be rounded up according to the rules. So we're still going to take 1 acid damage here. So we'll be at 22, and that was our 15th room. Rolling a scavenging check. 18, no. Alright, so anyway, that gives you a kind of look at how Jedd is doing now, and also playing with the cards, which has been a lot of fun. Although it has brought up a few more questions here and there about kind of how to do some things. But certainly I'm enjoying a lot playing with the cards, and it does kind of speed up things a little bit, which is always nice to keep the action moving. Thank you all for joining me for this little look, little update at what Jedd's been doing. And it's not the end of his adventures. I'm going to be continuing to build on this character and build up his backstory. And I think some of you might know that I am working on an adventure involving Ker Nethalas and some other resources, and I'm hoping to have that first video for that up in a week or two. But I also have another video that's going to be coming before then, which is going to be a preview of a new game from Alex T. So I'm really excited to be showing that. I hope you guys will look forward to that as well. But yeah, Jedd will be back, and you will get to learn more about him, about his past and his future, and also the future of the Necropolis. So I will see you guys later. Thank you.